Huge.
I love that guy. 100% approval rating, one of the most beloved players of all time.
Well, let's go with Gronk, and I'm with Kyle here. There is no way that
as I said, one of the greatest ever do it. Hall of Famer,
Sounds like
Super
the
Bowl
rib
champ,
injury,
the
not considered a major
leading
one.
rusher in NFL history, over 13,000 yards on that big old chassis. Please welcome back to the show. Let's wake up the echoes. The boss, a.k.a. Jerome Bettis. What's up, Jerome?
Good morning, football. Where are you going?
Thanks for having me on the show. Appreciate that, guys.
We're always thrilled for you to come on the show.
Videos.
Yeah, we like them too. I wish there could be some, Jerome, from the 2021 Steelers, and I hate to start on a negative note, but they beat the Bills week 1. Here we go, Steelers. They lose 2 straight home games, and Steeler Nation seems to be reeling. Jerome, we wrestle with this as a show. You see that Steelers logo, and you just think everything's going to be all right. It's the Steelers. Tell us, is everything going to be okay?
You know what? I think right now it is cause for concern. You know, it's not time to panic, but it is time to get back in the lab and understand that in order to be a really good football team, you've got to be able to do 2 things. One, protect your quarterback, and they're not doing a great job of protecting Ben. And the second thing is you have to run the football, and they're not able to really create those running lanes for Najee Harris to run the football. So the offensive line has to pick it up because they're the engine of this team, and they've got to get it going.
Jerome, it doesn't get any easier. They go to Lambeau this week. And here's a weird note that our researchers pulled up. Aaron Rodgers has never played the Steelers in Lambeau. He's had collarbone injuries the 2 times that the Steelers have come there in the last decade. So, Jerome, we're talking a lot about the Steelers. No, we'd have your thoughts on this. What'd you make of the whole Rodgers offseason drama and how it all went down?
You know what? It's a frustrating situation from a player perspective when you feel as though you've earned the right to have a say, and the organization is not giving you a say, and you're looking around the league, and you're looking at players that maybe don't have the same clout that you command, and they're able to have impact or at least conversations with management. And so I get that part. He was really pissed off. He was upset about it. And it's really a principal issue for him. So I just think that Green Bay went about it the wrong way. I think, trying to just get him to come back is not the answer. You got to address the issue. And they waited until he got there to really kind of talk about it. And at this point, I think the relationship is pretty much over. So he did, what a player would do in terms of trying to force the issue. Green Bay just did a poor job of managing Aaron Rodgers, because if he leaves Green Bay, it will be the biggest disaster that an organization could have ever kind of fostered in the NFL.
Jerome, let's talk Big Ben, all right? The offense has struggled. He's taken a lot of blame for the lack of production. We understand he's in his 18th season. His best days might be behind him. But do you believe that there's still enough here for this Steelers organization, the Steelers, to make a serious run in the playoffs?
It's more than just enough. I mean, he's still making plays, and he's throwing for 300 yards, and so it's not necessarily him throwing the football. It's right now him getting beat up, and when you get beat up, you're going to make some bad decisions because you got to get the football out of your hand. And I think that's part of the problem. Ben is more comfortable holding the football, making plays happen. But when he's unable to do that, then it puts the entire team at a disadvantage. So you've got to run the football so you don't force Ben to have to throw the ball 40, 50 times. And the second thing is you don't want to get him beat up, because then you just it's human nature to get rid of the football.
And, Mr. Bettis, best smile in the business, you got other kids coming in the AFC North. It's not, Big Ben. You don't want him throwing 40, 50 times, especially when you got Kay Adams wearing Joe Burrow's shirt here on the show. I forgot you were coming on. I know.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry, but you're still
How
smiling.
could you do that?
But listen, You know I love you, Bus. Listen, so you're talking about Big Ben. I've said this a million times, broken record. We don't want him throwing the ball 40, 50 times. You got me so excited last time you were back on the show because you were talking about the addition of Najee Harris, what he's going to do. So with what you've seen so far, do you have any advice from him or any just ideas about what you've seen behind that offensive line that is really still trying to get it together?
Well, you know, my advice is just to keep doing what you're doing. You see his ability to catch the football out of the backfield. He's doing a great job there. But he just got to keep banging, because it's going to break. And it's one of those things where you just can't lose confidence in the guys in front of you. Those guys are going to find a way. They're going to get together. And usually the offensive line, it takes a couple weeks before they can really get into a rhythm and really understand each other as teammates. So he's just got to stay focused, stay in there, and it's going to turn. Trust me, it's going to turn, and he just needs to be ready when it does.
It's going to turn. The Bus says we absolutely love it. Jerome, you have a huge appreciation of history. You're a Hall of Famer. You've walked the halls of Canton so many times. A lot of history going on right now because we have Tom Brady making his return to New England. Now, in your own case, Jerome, the St. Louis Rams traded you during the 1996 draft to the Steelers, and you played the Rams in Week 10 that season. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerome Bettis' stat line, 19 carries, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Here we go. Jerome, as we look at this glorious footage that Mike Tomczak, I think, is handing off to you, how personal was that game for you? And just get us inside Brady's head in this one, Jerome. What's he thinking?
It was 100% personal, and
awesome.
My coach took me out of the game I think at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and I was so pissed off because I was saying, Coach, I want 200 yards against these guys, and he was like, no, we got to save you for the playoffs, and I was just like, no, I want to punish these guys. So Tom Brady, believe you me, he is going into this game, and he's saying all the right things. It's been great. It's been great. I love the place. I love Coach. When he hits the field, he wants to put 100 points on the board if he can. I'm telling you, he is going to be that focused on winning this football game. It's like, of all the football games, I can lose them all. I've got to win this game. And they're going to be going out there, and he's going to play pissed off. He's going to have a chip on his shoulder. And we're going to see it early on in this football game.
Jerome, I just got to say, it is so good having you on the show. We love having you. And for all the work from home offices, there might be no better one than a leather couch and 3 Sports Illustrated covers with your own face on it. I love it.
Talk about it.
Cool. It is so great.
One of them is shirtless. Oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. We got this orange phone. What is this orange phone here? I don't know. It's time for a cold call with you, presented by Tide. It is the cold call presented by Tide. And tell us more about this partnership that you've got going on with Tide, Jerome. This is cool.
Oh, busy.
This NFL season, Tide has teamed up with with NFL teams across the league to turn to cold water washing. And I think there's really a big misconception with cold water washing. People believe that it's not going to wash the clothes well. And I think that is the misconception, and Tide is going to prove that to be wrong. But there's also 2 huge benefits from washing with cold. One is it saves energy. So your actual energy footprint is going to be smaller, which we all want, we all need. But the second part is it's going to save you money. It saves cash. So it's a huge, huge benefit washing with cold.
It's awesome. We love it. He sells it. He smiles. I want to run out and buy some Tide. This is the guy who puts the tacklers in the spin cycle, and he says there is not a changing of the tide in Pittsburgh. It's all things business, and they can fight back. Jerome Bettis, you are the best.
Well done.
Oh, the man.
Thank you, guys.
See you, Bus.
No one makes me happier than Jerome Bettis.
Smile.
I'll be happy for the rest of the day. But I know, and he was such a monster on the field.
Football player.
Andy Reid making his return to Philly this weekend. He's looking for a much-needed win over the Eagles. What up, Sirianni? We've got Mad Minute and more up next.
Matthew Stafford has the Rams on a roll as he leads his high-powered offense. into a huge NFC West clash. Look out! With the dangerous Russell Wilson and the Seahawks at the home of the 12th man. And here we go. Rams, Seahawks. Thursday Night Football on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video.
TGIF on GMFB. I'm Will Selva with the news. And if you're a regular viewer of this program, first off, thanks for watching. Secondly, though, you know we like to highlight all the good that teams and players do in the community, really making a difference. Case in point, Saints quarterback Jameis Winston, who donated $50,000 to those affected by Hurricane Ida. Well, in Houston, we have another story for you. Texans defensive lineman Ross Blaylock donating new football gear to his former Fort Bend, Texas Youth Football League. Blaylock handing out gear, signing autographs, and giving an inspirational speech to the Sienna Stallions. The smiles on those kids' faces obviously says it all about how much this means to them. Dolphins corner Xavier Howard doing his part as well, holding a backpack distribution event for students of the South Florida community. Howard was joined by fellow Dolphins teammates who helped pass out backpacks, while Howard also served up slushies. Great job by all these guys. And who doesn't like slushies? Come on. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs finding themselves in an unfamiliar position, last place in the AFC West after falling to the Chargers in Week 3 as they get set to take on the Eagles. The good news here is KC has not lost 3 straight games with PM15 as the starter, and he's embracing this challenge.
It's exciting. It's now you know you have to go. I mean, there's no kind of we're going to try to get through and try to find a way to the playoffs. Now we've put our back against the wall. So how are we going to respond? I think this is where you'll get the best out of everybody. You'll get the best out of every person in this locker room because you know that it's time to go now. Every game matters if you want to do what we want to do, and I'm excited to see how these guys respond, and myself included.
And big news for Justin Tucker following his NFL record 66-yard game-winning field goal. Madden handing out an honorary 99 rating for Tucker. His previous rating coming into the season was an 87. Tucker also had his uniform sent to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Obviously, that is a big honor, but perhaps the honor of having his rating a lot higher, a 99 Madden, maybe that's the bigger honor here. I don't know what you guys think. Okay, guys?
Oh. He didn't already have a 99? Justin Tucker, what's he got to do?
I'm surprised you're okay with this. You're such a snob about these things, but you're okay with this.
66-yard field goal? You could have give him 100. We used to give out hundreds. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. So much. Will Selva, Week 4 is officially kicked off. There's a great slate of games coming to us on Sunday. Well, here's what we're going to do. Break them down with something we call a Mad Minuto. 60 seconds on the clock. You three share those 60 seconds. About 20 seconds a pop here at Matt Castle. And let's start with an NFC North showdown. Lions going to Soldier Field to take on Bears. What has you, Schrags, excited about this one?
How do these two teams respond to those 2 losses? 2 of the worst losses you could ever imagine. Right. The Lions lose in heartbreaking fashion on a 4th and 19, then a delay of game that wasn't called, then a 67-yard field goal. And the Bears have maybe the worst offensive game in Bears history, which is saying a lot considering Bears' offensive history. Yeah. This one might be 6-3. It might be 7-4. I don't know, 2 safeties. I just want to see what team responds. And Dan